Welcome to Dashway Talks, a show powered by Dashway Consulting, a China-based strategic market research company founded in 2010.
I'm Nicolas Coster. I am a business lawyer, French business lawyer. I have been in China for 16 years. I'm specialized in foreign direct investment. So basically, I set up companies in China and I also sometimes liquidate them.
As an employer, what do you need to be careful of when you sign a labor contract?
Okay, so the first thing you need to be careful is you have only 30 days to sign a labor contract from the starting of the job. So of course it's better to sign the contract before your employee starts the job, but if you don't do it, you have only 30 days to do it. If you missed this term, then you will have to pay double salaries for the employee up to 12 months after the 30 days.
Are there other elements you need to be careful of regarding labor contracts?
Yes, Chinese labor law is very protective for the Chinese employee and the foreign employees. So you have to be very careful about the terms you use. You have many small rules you have to comply with for the labor contract. For example, for the training period, for the trial period, such kind of things, you have very specific delay to be followed. And each city, each province in China could have their own interpretation of the contract law. So you really need to check the national rules and the local rules to be sure you are in compliance with both of them.
As an employee, what do you need to be careful of when you sign a labor contract with an employer?
Labor contract is a law, so when you sign the labor contract, it's better for you to ask for an advice. For example, most of the foreigners are not aware about the limitation of compensation when you get dismissed. In China, you have the right to get 1 month of compensation for each year you are working for, but there is a legal cap of 3 times the average income of the cities. For example, in Shanghai, if you earn more than 25,000 RMB per year, and one day your company decides to dismiss you for good reason or bad reason, even if you earn like 100,000 RMB of salary per month, at the end, your compensation will be 25,000 RMB per year of working. And if the dismissal is illegal, it will be times 2. So at the end, you will get 50,000 RMB per year for the dismissal, and your income is 100,000 RMB per year. So the legal cap of the compensation by Chinese law can be very painful for foreigners working in China, because there are a lot of spending, for example, for the international school, and at the end, they will get very few money compared to what they got in their package.
What are the possibilities regarding non-compete terms in a labor contract? After a labor contract has ended, what is required of the employer and employee regarding non-compete terms?
Okay, so this is very simple. Chinese law is very similar to other foreign law, like a French law or UK law or US law. That means if you want to have a non-compete terms in your contract, you have to define the scope of the non-competition. It has to be very precise. So you need to get a geographic scope and a business scope. And of course, you need to give a compensation to the employees. Some Chinese city like Shanghai, from the practice and from the court, says that you cannot have a non-compete clause under 20% of the salary of the employee. So you have to check the local rules to be sure that the compensation you will give is enough according to the law and the local regulation.
How many days off or holidays are employees entitled to in China?
I'm sorry, I don't have the number in mind.
Is there a minimum number of holidays?
No, there is 5 days minimum, if I remember, but I don't want to go this way because frankly speaking, it's okay. Check it carefully.
What are the regulations around short-term contracts?
Okay, for short-term contract, according to Chinese law, you can only propose 2 fixed-term contracts, and for the third one, normally it should be a non-fixed-term contract. So it's possible to have fixed-term contract, but only 2 times with the same condition. And after, for the third one, you can still sign a third one fixed term contract, but the employees should accept it. If he accepts to sign a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, it's legal and it will be a fixed term contract. But after the second term, after the second fixed term contract, if the employee asks for a non-fixed term contract, the company will have to give him the non-fixed term contract. This is a compulsory.
What is the length of the probation period?
The length of the probation period depends of how long is the contract. Normally, it should be between 1 month to 3 months maximum. For non-fixed term contract, it's 3 months maximum. It's possible to renew it once with the agreement of the employee. But for under 1 year contract, if I'm admitted, it should be 1 month maximum trial period.
Any questions? We will find an expert to answer them. Drop your questions in the comments or send us an email, dx@dashwayconsulting.com.